Hey Donna.
Hey Kate, how are you?
Good. How was everything down in Fermoy?
Good, good. All is well. It's snowing today.
Woo! Hopefully it stays, especially for the midterm next week.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to get you on just to see how you are, and to get all the students to find out a bit more about our teachers at Superstars. So just kind of what your background. So we all know you're a drama teacher and a very good drama teacher, but I suppose how did you get to that point?
Yeah, so I wasn't lucky enough to have somewhere like Superstars or a stage school when I was a kid. I did panto. I started in panto because my dad wrote pantos and we got dragged into them every year. And I loved it. And I spent the whole time waiting for it to come around. And then as I got bigger, I started in the musicals as well. I joined the musical society and I was like, this is it. This is for me. But then I didn't do anything with it, and I went to college and studied finance and was very serious, but ultimately gave it up and did performing arts. And I did my degree in drama theatre studies in UCC. So that was
Fab.
the beginning of that journey. But I was big. I was 23 guys before I did that.
So you went back as a mature student to do drama.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I suppose you were in drama college, you came out, you became a teacher, and I suppose how did you find your way to Superstars?
Yeah, so Superstars was great. I started as Superstars as stage manager for your shows, and I loved watching them all. And I did that for years, Kate. I was
Did
trying to remember exactly how long that was. And I'd say it would have been 3 years anyway.
I think 3 years, and then I think what it was I kept trying to get you to work at Superstars, but your
Yeah, it
days
was
wouldn't
a
allow you.
scheduling thing. Yeah, it was a scheduling
So
thing for
I'd be like, oh, what days have you? And then you'd never have the scheduling to work at Superstars. And I suppose Superstars was young then as well. So like, and our students were very young, so we didn't really have loads of seniors, which I know that you're more geared towards teens. But I do remember trying. I remember like talking to you and how you became stage manager was a
yeah,
conversation.
how it went. Yeah, was
Um,
an interview to be a teacher, and I was like,
Silver Springs.
I think I could have started with Lambda. Did I start teaching Lambda? That's how I started
Yes.
to teach. Yeah,
And
because
then progress to youth theatre then.
yeah, yeah,
But that well, you are right. I think 3 years of doing two shows a year before you were actually teaching at Superstars. Definitely, I think.
and all the poor kids were scared to death of me because they'd only seen me as
The
stage
stage
manager.
manager. Yeah, no,
It
no
took a
eating
while.
backstage.
It took a while for them to see I'm not so scary.
So what is like your current role in Superstars? Like I suppose it's like now it's after developing into multitude of things.
Yeah, so I get to teach still, which is awesome. And I just started with Maria and Kinsale with their youth theatre, and that was really exciting to start that new journey. We branched out into Fermoy, and I'm directing that school there, which is very exciting, although frustrating with COVID and not being actually physically in the space. But, you know, next year's a new year. Um, I do child protection, safeguarding, and loads of things. I still stage manage. I still
Yeah,
stage.
you're still stage manager as well. You'd die if you weren't stage managing. I don't have the organisation skills for that at all. Um, and so Fermoy is very exciting, like that. And I suppose, have you got like any plans coming up for Fermoy? I know they've missed a good bit.
Loads, yeah. So my hope is we get back in the space after Easter. That's my hope, and we can finish out the term that we should have completed before Christmas. And
Yes,
then fingers crossed, we might look at doing something in the beautiful theatre that they have in the summer.
fingers crossed. And
Yeah.
for people, I suppose, who don't have a knowledge of what youth theatre is, so we know what a stage school is. I think that's kind of obvious. But youth theatre is a different thing, would you say?
Yeah, like for me, I suppose the now to be fair, Superstars has always had a really lovely ethos. It's always been child centered and it's always been about developing what the child wants to develop. But that's how I see youth theatre. It's about facilitating what the young people want to talk about and using drama as a creative way of doing that. Yeah, and making theatre from scratch, from nothing, without all the beautiful lights and sound and writing and devising, and yeah, empowering them to become practitioners themselves, I suppose.
Yeah,
But I don't see there's a huge difference between that and what you do at Superstars, to be honest. It was one of the reasons why I came to Superstars as a teacher, because that's how I like it. It was really process based. There was a product and we would have a high-end product, but it was never the goal to force the child into something. It was just celebrating what they were brilliant at. And I think that's really important. And youth theatre is kind of the same. It's like, what do you want to talk about, guys? And let's see how we can do that in a creative way.
No, I've seen them, like what they've produced in youth theatre in the last kind of 3 years when they've written their own stuff. I've just been blown away by what's come out of them. That they've gone and done stuff that I just didn't think was even in their scope. And it really opened my eyes as a drama teacher, because I'm much more, I find it much easier to teach primary school than secondary school. But you're vice versa, so that works well.
Yeah,
Yin to my yang.
I like the small ones too. They make me happy.
Yes. And now our students are at home, and a lot of kids are at home. Do you have kind of any advice for students that are at home now?
So I suppose, I've spent a lot of time as a drama therapist devising stuff for young people's well-being, and like my heart goes out to them. And I suppose the little ones actually are probably overlooked a bit. We all know it's very tough on the teenagers. We know it's very tough on moms and dads. But these small people, I suppose they're less secure in their life at the minute. Everything's upside down. They're all over the place. And I think it's really important to find ways to help them relax, help them cope, help them stay positive. And it's small things that we don't even realize, they're lonely. They miss their friends. They miss the connection with their granny. And like, I asked a bunch of kids if they had a magic wand, what would they do? And they all said they'd go to granny's house. So like, they miss it. And I think finding ways to allow them communicate with people, stay connected with people, build a fort, when they're feeling sad. A toolbox, a coping toolbox. I did an exercise with my daughter recently, and it was like a worry jar. And we could just anonymously fill it with all our worries, and then one got addressed after dinner. And it's small things, but it's also play. Just play. If we're feeling sad, run around, but run around together, be together, And I think going back to school as well must be a bit anxious for them. And just maybe writing a list of the pros and cons to that. Because I know even our kids coming into the space, they love some games, some drama games we could play all day, every day. Yeah. And now as teachers, we're going, oh my God, we can't play it because there's contact. And for them too. So maybe it's writing a list of games that you can play. Yeah. Things that we can do and look at what's possible as opposed to what we can't do.
Oh yes, I think the pros and cons is a great idea. I think I'll do that in my own classes as well. Do that for myself as well. And I suppose just to finish up, what's your hope for the future as a drama teacher?
I don't know. I would love it. For me personally, I would love that we could become really accessible in every sense, that we can have young people in with all abilities, and that they're welcomed as much as everybody else, and that we can accommodate them. And I know, that's a tough ask for building regulations and all the rest of it for accessibility and everything. But my dream is that we'll do it, and we'll do it soon,
Right. Well, thanks so much for logging on and talking to me.
No problem, Kate. Listen, mind yourself.
Bye.
See you later.